So this is the third project in our React Basic project series, and today we will be creating this price tracker. Like whenever we will click something, write something here, like we'll write Apple, item name will be Apple, and let's say price to be 150, and we will click on this add item, then you can see the item is added here. Again, when we click something like oranges, and let's give 50 and add item, then you can see it is coming here. And when click on this clear all, then this field will be cleared. So this is what we are going to create today. So let's start. I have suggested that try to write all the codes by yourself only, because in the interview you will not get chance to use VS Code. They will give you some online coding platform, and there you will not get these shortcuts. So you try to write all of these codes by your own. Now let's write the function, and the function name will be app, and it will inside it we will have a return, and let's export default app. Now let's write something inside this. So we will create one div inside which this whole thing will be there. So let's create one div, and the class name will be, let's write price tracker. Price tracker. Now inside this we will have one heading in h2 tag, and let's give a class name heading. And inside this we will write price tracker. And after this heading we will take one form element, and inside this form we will have one label, and the name of the label will be item name. We will give one br tag here so it looks good, and inside this we will write one input field, and we will make it self-closing, and inside this we will write the type, and the type will be text. Let's go to our development server and let's see how it is looking. Okay, so it is looking like this. Now again we will take one br tag, and now we will give another label for the price. So here we will write item price. We will give br tag, and here we will take the input field, and we will also be self-closing, and its type will be number. And we will again give one br tag, and this time we will have two buttons, and the first button name is add items, and we will give a class name to this button, and the class name will be also add items. We will take another button, and this time the button name is clear all, and its class name will also be clear all. Now we will have, let's go to development server first. Like here we are having all of these things. Now we will have one div here inside which we will have all of our codes, all of our items will be populated there only. So we will write that outside this form. We will simply create one div, and inside this div we will write class name is equal to item. So again we will first try to create a simpler thing, and then we will go to this complex thing. First what we will do, whenever we click on write something in item name and item price, that thing should be visible here when we click on that add items. But initially we will add only single item. We will try to make it a little bit less complex, and after that we will try to see that how we will add multiple items here. So let's create the first thing first, like that single item how we will print. So for that what we will need one state. So let's create the state, and the name of the state will be items. Set items, and we will use state, and initially we will keep it as empty object. Let's import use state from React. Now what we are supposed to do, we will take the value of this input field, and we will print that inside this item. So we will take the value of this input field and this input field as well, both of them. So we have to give name to both of them. So first name will be item name, and in the second input field the name will be item price. And also we need to add some more things, like we need to add the value and the value will be item value, and here the value will be item price. And also, in whenever we use input fields, we need one handler, so we will create one handler also here, and the handler will be on change handle input value. This handler will handle this input value of this input field, and we will need this handler inside this price input field also, so we will write that here also, change on change handle input value. So let's define all of these things here. So we have taken two values. The first value variable is item value, so we will create one state for that. So const item value set item value equal to use state, and we will keep it as empty string. And for this item price also, we have to create one state. So we'll create const item price set item price, use state, and this will also be an empty string. Now what we are supposed to do, we will define this handle input value. We will write the function for this. So const handle input value const handle input value is equal to, we will take this event here and we will denote it as E. So what we will do, this handler will handle two of the things. The first thing it will handle is this item value, and the second thing it will handle is the item price. So we have to check some conditions here, that if event dot target dot name is equal to item name, then we are supposed to do something. And what we will do, we will use this, we will set this item let's name it as item name. So here also we have to change it, item name. So set item name, and we will set its value, and its value will be e dot target dot value. And similarly, what we will do, else if e dot target dot name is equal to item price, then we are supposed to do something. What we are supposed to do, we will set the item price value, and what it will be e dot target dot value. So this e dot target dot value will be storing the context of this first item name, and this e dot target dot value will be holding the context value of this item price. So our handle input has been defined properly. Now what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to add functionality that whenever we click on this add items, then these things should happen. So we will write one on click here, and inside this on click we will pass one function, and we will name the function as add items. So let's write the functionality of this function. So const add items, we will pass an arrow function. Inside this arrow function we will check some conditions. So what we will check, if conditions, that if item name is empty, or if item price is empty. If there is nothing inside those input box, then we are supposed to do something. And what we will do, we will simply return the value. We will simply return empty. We will not try to feed anything in that item div. Now we will define one variable add item. Const add item is equal to, and we will write something here, like we will write the name. Inside this key value pair it is item name and price, and it will be item price. Now we will use this variable here. So we will set items, and what we will set it as new item. Sorry, it's new items. Add items. We will rename this variable here, like we will write I capital. So add item, and we have set the value of items variable. Now we need to set other values, like set item name, and it should be an empty array. When we will use the value of the input fields once, then we will set those fields to be empty. Now all of the things have been taken care. Now we will write here. So now we will create two span tags here. Inside one span tag, we will write items dot name, and we will give a hyphen here, and we will write another span tag. Inside this span tag, we will write items dot price, and let's give some class name to that so we can style it. Class name, first class name will be item name, and for this span tag we will give a class name of item price. So let's see, go to our development server and let's see it's working or not. So we will write here something. Let's write an apple, and see it's coming here. So another thing which I am trying to show you here is, like, let me write orange, let me write 5, then it's changing. What I need, so this was the basic thing. What I need now, that when I click on this orange, then it should be here, and when I write another thing, another item, then it should be added here. It should be in an array. So to do so, what we need to do, we need some changes in the code. So the first thing which we need to change is, we need to change this object. In the state, we have to pass a array here. And now the second thing which we need to do is, we need to use one spread operator here so that we can create a copy of this array, because in and let's name it as items. The spread operator will be of items. And now what we will do, we will pass this add item simply as we were passing it before. So as we have used array here, so we will not get the data like this. We have to use map function here. So for that, what we will do, we have to make some changes here. So let me remove it from here. So we will write here a curly braces, and inside this we will write items dot map, and inside map we will take two things. The first thing we will take is item. It will be the first element of the array, and after that we will take the index value, so we can use that as a key. So now let's create another div inside here, and the name of the div will be key here, and the key is index. So generally we don't pass this index value as key, but here in this project we can do that. But when you will use, so let's fetch those things which we were having. So here one more thing we need to change. See, we have used items.map. So we have used map function in the items, but we are writing item as the first index value. So we have to change these items to item. Now let's go to our development server and let's check. Now you can see we are able to add more than one things here. So let's give it some styling. I will just copy the styling I have already written. I will not explain the styling here because it's a very basic thing, and we are learning React here, not CSS. So I have given the basic styling here. So it looks like this. Add items. Let me add the color to this add items. There is background color here, but it's not working. I have named it as add items. Okay, so now you can see it is working absolutely fine. We can add items here, and let's take a bag of 467 rupees. So you can see it's coming here. When we click on this click all, then it's removing all of these things from here. Let me see. We have added this. So see, I have created one bug here. You might be thinking how bugs are created. See here, when I am clicking and I am writing banana here, banana, and let's price is 34. Add items and apples. Let's price 50 and click here. And you can see we want a functionality that whenever we click on this click all, then these things should disappear from here. So when I am clicking on this click all, it is having some error here, but it is working absolutely fine as we are wanting. But I have not defined any on click function on this clear all. So although it is working, but you will use this code somewhere else in big projects, then it will not work. It will create one bug there. So let's define this with a function clear all. So let's write the functionality of this. So for const clear all, inside this we will pass one arrow function. We create this an arrow function, and inside this we will use this set items, and here we will pass one empty array because we are using array here. Now it should also work. And when you click on clear all, then it is clearing. Now this is the functionality. Previously it was a bug. So you try to understand these things. And one more thing, what I want you to add, let me write again. See what I want this thing to come like this way in the column. Like when bag is coming here, the pen should come below it, and we should have a delete button here. As we have done this thing in our to-do app. So that functionality I want you to add here also. So try to add it here and try to comment the code for adding only this part of this code for adding this, and I will provide this source code in the description box, where you will get one link, and when you click on that link you will be redirected to an article where I will explain all of this process there also using the article, and in the article only you will get all of the codes, so you can take the codes from there.